It's been over a decade since the last time I visited New York. And what most people attempt to do for a vacation in 3 to 7 days, I'm going to try to do it in 24 hours and see as much of New York as I can. Come along with me on this journey. Today on Everyday Ordinary, my first trip to New York City was a 12-hour day trip, and it was wonderful. Got to see some sights and all that stuff, but today I'm going to share with you a 24-hour trip that gave me an opportunity to see the nightlife, the day life, and as well as subway ride and all this other cool stuff that I can't wait to share with you. Thanks to Astro for inviting me up here to spend the time and see all this wonderful stuff. I have a navigator who is extremely familiar with the city and how to move around. I'm looking forward to getting through all this high volume, fast paced hustle bustle thing. So just arriving at the park and ride, waiting to get on the mega bus. I'm early, had me a bite to eat because it's going to be a few hours before the dinner reservations that's about 4 or 5 hours down the road. So it's about time to climb onto the mega bus, get on the mega bus, grab my seat, and we're about to pull off right on time. And then for some reason we haven't moved yet. So the operator, he comes up and he shares with us that we have to move bus from one bus to the other because this particular bus AC is not working properly. And I'm all for it because I don't want to take that ride all the way up there 2.5, 3 hours, whatever, and have an issue. So because of that, thankfully there was another bus there, so we had to transfer, everybody had to transfer off luggage and everything, and that took time. And I'm just looking at the time as, man, this is going to be a struggle. Hopefully that we don't run into no other obstacles traveling up there to get to New York City on time, because once I get there, it's now I have to transfer and walk and find out where the hotel is that Astro is staying at, change clothes, jump into the Uber, and try to make it to Long Island City on time for our dinner. Just pulling up at 8:15 in the Big Apple off the megabus, and now I have, from this moment, an hour and 15 minutes, hour 20 minutes to get from this point to the hotel, shower and change, and make it out to Long Island City for the reservation. Hopefully we can pull it off. With some speed walking and a quick shower, things worked out and we was able to pull up right here at the restaurant right on time to make it for our scheduled dinner and drinks. Vista Sky Lounge, and it was a fantastic choice. It had beautiful views of the city with all the pretty lights, and the food was solid and the drinks were really good. I really enjoyed the time there. It was a good place to relax and settle down in preparation for Sunday, where all the moving and shaking is going to happen. After leaving the Vista Sky Lounge, it's time to go head on down to Times Square and see what's happening in the nightlife. From the first visit, I couldn't see what's happening and just enjoy the moment. You know, the night was still young, even though the idea was to get up in the morning and to hit the gym and have some breakfast. We'll see if that works out or not. But for right now, just enjoying the sights, enjoying what we see. It is a beautiful night. The weather is perfect. It's just a great time. So it's Sunday morning, and the original idea was to get up and work out at the gym and to have breakfast. But unfortunately, the time thing got in the way from the night before, just hanging out, just having a great time, and just wasn't able to fit that in this time. So the next journey was to walk around and enjoy. So there was already a pre-planned scheduled brunch at Essex in the Lower East Side. So we're going to walk around and explore the city and just see all the wonderful things the city has during the daytime, and making our way down to Soho. and we're going to take the subway down and let you see what that looks like, because this is my first time riding on the New York City subway. And just to know that they call it a subway train, for me, I just look at it as a subway and a train different. It's weird. Had that discussion looking at the trains being one thing and the subway being something different. So we down here, we can ready to get on here, and we're heading over here to Soho. And it was a really, really nice, pleasant experience. It definitely was not as crowded as I thought it was going to be. But then now we off the train and we're getting ready to walk up into the Soho area, which is supposed to be south of Houston Street, which it's something that I learned I had no idea about. So we go in there and we just kind of walking around. We kind of got mixed up on our directions and kind of had a little fun with that. And then we finally got going in the right direction we were supposed to go. Walking up Prince Street, we just crossing over Lafayette Street. And that first feeling of a missed meal cramp just hit me. But still walking, still trying to brave it out, trying to make it to this brunch at 1. And we walk up Prince Street and we cross past Diptyque store, which is a fragrance spot. Looked in there, but realized that they hadn't opened up yet. They wouldn't open up for another hour. So we continue on walking and we get up to this Prince Street pizza spot and realize all these people out here and they grubbing, and man, my stomach went to the next level. I'm just like, I'm hungry and I'm still trying to gut it out. We continue walking and we walk past a couple, and it's that final look. I was just like, wait a minute, we got to go back. I need to get me a slice. So we head on back and go up in there, and it had to be one of the best decisions of that moment that I made. Because when I got that pizza, man, stomach was happy, and it had to be one of the best slices of pizza I had in a while. I don't know if it was just that good or I was just that hungry, but I hadn't had pizza in years, and it was worth it. I was just praying that it did not screw my stomach up. But after that, satisfied, and we continued on our journey up Prince Street. We ended up on Elizabeth Street because myself personally, I'm really big into fragrances and I enjoy them. And in New York City, you can probably find all sorts of boutiques for all sorts of things. But the one that I have researched and found out was Le Labo, which is a fragrance house that I really enjoyed that is from New York City. And then just across the street, maybe 10 spots down, is another place that I was eager to go into called the Scent Bar. And inside there, they have a variety of niche level fragrances that just smell great. And leading into the brunch, we spent a substantial amount of time in there just trying out new things. It was just a great time. So then after we leave there, it's time to walk back to time, just trying to make sure we leave there at enough time, using the GPS to figure out how far things are back and forth, just trying to make things work the best we can. And we take our walk down, and along with the walk allowed me to see a lot more parts of New York. So we exit out of Soho into the lower east side, and this is my first time going down there too. And so we're walking down Stanton Street and we go and turn on to the street that takes us to Essex. And so the GPS takes us to Essex, and we walk into this place, and on the outside it's very unassuming. I ain't gonna lie to you, it looked like it was a place ran down. So we walked in the door, and what was strange, unfortunately I don't have nothing to show you, there was a gentleman outside with a tuxedo on. I was like, wow, this is odd. So he opens the door for us, and I can tell he has a counter. So we walk in, and inside it don't seem like much. But man, when we open that door and see what's inside, man, it was really, really nice. The unfortunate part is we was at the wrong place. So this is Beauty in Essex. So we had to leave out, and we walked up, and we kind of got turned around a couple times until we finally found the restaurant called Essex, where we had the brunch at. And this place, as you can see, is also equally as nice. Food was great. I think I had French toast brioche or something like that, and it was just really good. Just had a really great time there. And making our way back towards Times Square. go ahead and see what this life is like during the daytime. See this action. And as you can see, we pull up and they had what appears to be like a flea market slash farmer's market type of deal. And it was kind of cool checking this out. It's just like in the middle of the main street out of nowhere. I personally am not familiar with this, but I believe this is like a common thing up here. This is new to me. You can just be walking and just walk into something like that. So anywho, just walking through and just really just enjoying the vibe. It seems like everybody up here is in good spirits. It's almost like COVID is there, but it's also not there. So I'm really enjoying walking through and just seeing all this entertainment. As you can see, you're gonna see these people in costumes walking around doing their thing, and then also you're gonna see these young guys out here really putting on a wonderful performance, very acrobatic, and then also you see very flexible. And and again, like I said, just continuing on walking, just enjoying the day. Now there's one spot definitely that I had to stop in, and I talked about it the night before to Astro, and today we are here. It's like you almost gotta make a stop in this M&M store. It is 3 levels. I mean, it's crazy how this store can be 3 levels of busyness. And I mean, telling you, every level had people on it, and it had M&Ms of all these different assorted colors and flavors. And I was just like, man, with clothes and all sorts of little trinkets that you can take as a souvenir, whether it's clothes or pillows or all kinds of stuff. Definitely worth the stop. I highly recommend it, whether you into it or not. Just something cool to do, in addition to all the other cool stuff, man, because it is so much going on up here. You just can't get it all done if you don't have some level of planning. Just like one thing is just not being able to, you just can't do it all. But I'm glad I stopped in here, had a great time. Now it's time to kind of get things together because my time is almost up. Just like Cinderella on that glass slipper, it's almost time to go. Here we are at Guantanamera Cuban Cuisine, and we just made it right on time for the 7 o'clock reservation. Just keeping in mind, sharing with you, my bus departs at 9:30. So we got some time, but we also don't have some time. So we go up inside, and it's a really cool spot. Very, very nicely well done. People are extremely nice and pleasant, and the food was delicious. Definitely a place worth stopping. It's like one of those kind of hidden gems that if you didn't know it was there, you might not see it. But as you can see, the stage has some live entertainment. The guy was very cool with his presentation, and it was just a dope experience that I would highly say go check out if you're into that style of food. So now it's time to get up out of here and head on back and make my way to the bus. Now at the bus, my 24 hours is up. I had a fantastic trip. Definitely happy I was able to accomplish so much in a short period of time. It felt like I was here for 3 days, not just 24 hours. Just the constant movement, talking, learning, observing. It was just so much, just a great time. So much of a great time, I slept the whole ride back. Thank you for tuning in and checking out my experience of New York on Everyday Ordinary. Please like, subscribe, and look forward to the next video. Until we see each other again.